his first call to a foreign leader since returning to office, U.S. President Donald Trump reached out to his old friend, Saudi Arabia's Crown Prince, MBS, or Mohammed bin Salman. During the call, the Crown Prince announced an investment of $600 billion in the United States over the next 4 years. Although it isn't clear as to where those investments and trade will actually focus on. The comments came after U.S. President Mia, in fact, said about returning to the kingdom as his first possible foreign trip. Trump's 2017 trip to Saudi Arabia upended a tradition of U.S. presidents first heading to the U.K. as their first trip abroad. Donald Trump, of course, has been known to be really shredding tradition when it comes to taking decisions that are completely unconventional, which is why his administration may like to focus on Saudi Arabia again, given that they have a deep linkage in the past. The U.S. in recent years has increasingly pulled away from relying on Saudi oil exports, which once was the bedrock of their relationship, but there's now much more. Saudi Arabia continues to rely on U.S.-made weapons and defense system. Okay, let's get in Mohammed Ghazali to get us an update on why this is significant and how important could this visit be for U.S.'s relationship and perspective on that entire region. Go ahead, Ghazali.
See, as Mr. Trump, was saying, addressing the press briefing, and said that even last time during his first presidency, he visited Saudi Arabia as one of the first foreign country to visit, breaking from that tradition that generally the U.S. presidents visit UK. This time around also, he boldly announced that move that maybe the first trip would again be to Saudi Arabia, because Saudi Arabia is one very powerful country in the Arab world. We also know that how Mr. Trump was the architect of the Abraham Accords when he brought many Arab countries closer to Israel, and this particular relations between Saudi Arabia and Israel has been on top of his agenda in the previous term, which couldn't fructify in Biden's term because of the October 7 attack, and then we saw what happened in the last 1.5 years. But since he's back, there is a ceasefire deal which is already activated in the region, and Saudi Arabia has time and again said that they won't have relations with Israel, they won't recognize them until a Palestinian state is established and recognized by Israel. So maybe that could be the first step, or may not. We can't say that would be immediately happening after his trip, but certainly the business interests are very vital, because US has been less dependent on the oil exports from Saudi Arabia. Also, the second important point is that even during the Washington Post columnist Jamal Khashoggi's killing and allegations on MBS, despite those facts, US continued its relations with Saudi Arabia. And then Mr. Biden in his tenure was talking about a defense pact with Saudi Arabia. Even that has not materialized. So perhaps on these two issues, normalization and a defense pact, perhaps Mr. Trump will work, and the first step would be to have business or trade ties to be stronger with Saudi Arabia. Perhaps that will be outlined in this trip when he officially makes that visit.
All right, Mohammed Ghazali, appreciate you connecting the dots for us there.